Hi, it's Ruby. Thanks for clicking on my video. In today's video, we are gonna go over a review of our 13-night transatlantic cruise. This is my sister, Renee.
Hi, I'm Renee.
And I wanted my sister to be involved in this series of reviews, so it's not gonna be just one video, it's gonna be a series. And the reason is because we represent different perspectives on cruising, period. So in this review, I will represent a married woman with 2 kids. And you?
I'm single.
It's good, it's great. She's young, she's living her best life. She's gonna give that perspective, and also we've done several cruises on different cruise lines, and you've traveled with friends. So you made a friend on the cruise. So it's kind of like she came with us. Yeah. Shout out to her. What was her name again? That's gonna be her perspective, and then I'm gonna give you my perspective. That sounds interesting? Please keep watching. This past May, we were really fortunate to book a 13-night transatlantic cruise from Miami to Barcelona, Spain. We stopped off in, I believe it was 5 different cities?
Yes, 5.
5 different cities, and the first 7 nights of the cruise were at sea. We got on the boat in Miami, crossed the Atlantic Ocean, and stopped off in Portugal and Spain. So 2 cities in Portugal, yeah, and I believe 4 cities in Spain. The same cruise right now is only 12 nights, just so you know, in 2020, and I'm not sure for 2021 how many nights it will be. So keep that in mind. And we'll go into a deeper by city review later on in this series, but today we're gonna talk about our top 3 reasons why we liked it, and 1 reason that's not necessarily, I wouldn't say a con, right?
Yeah, it's just something that could have been different.
Yeah, something you should consider. I'll go first. Reason number 1, I picked and would pick again this cruise and go on Disney is because of the childcare situation. My kids are high energy, well, at least the oldest one is high energy. So having the Oceaneers Club was totally amazing. He was excited to go every single day. It was all I could do to keep him sitting down during breakfast, because literally all he wanted to do was go in the Oceaneers Club. They had daily activities, and we went in there a couple times.
At least, yeah, like 2-3 times.
Yeah.
When we were allowed.
Yeah, so that's another thing. You can only go in there as an adult or somebody who's not within that range during specific times. So we went at the first day of the cruise when we first got on the boat. Then we went for like a Marvel thing, right?
Yeah.
Like a few days into the cruise. So that was the Oceaneers Club and the Oceaneers Lab. They're connected. They're huge. Basically, the majority of the floor is dedicated to the kids club, so the Oceaneers Club and the Oceaneers Lab. Additionally, my smaller son, he's 1. We put him in the nursery for some of the time. With smaller kids, you have to pay for the increments that you drop them off in the nursery, and you have to also schedule it ahead of time. So when I do my video on the Navigator nap, I'll go over that. And that was also really great. When we went on the Carnival cruise last time, Cairo got kicked out. Not got kicked out, but we got called and they were like, hey, come get him. So we had to come get him like twice. And he's older now, but that was kind of awkward. Anyways, so he never got called. We never got called to pick him up, so that was pretty cool. It made me feel like they understood children and were able to navigate a little bit better. Not to put it on them. Again, he was younger before and he's high energy like I mentioned. But I also thought the space was really good for the nursery too.
It was really cute.
It was.
It's a Small World themed.
Yes, it's a Small World theme. It's like comforting. And the characters would go in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was really great. That's my number 1 reason.
My number 1 reason was the movie theater. Oh my gosh, because you know how expensive tickets to movies are, and I had never seen Captain Marvel, and I saw Endgame, but it was a terrible experience, you know, because the movie's 3.5 hours long. But just because they like played it like certain days, it was just so nice and relaxing, and I went by myself too, and that was really nice, and they had popcorn outside, and it was pretty cheap, right?
Yeah, it was like $3 or something like that. And you went with Dad once too, didn't you?
Yeah, but we said.
Oh yeah, I went with my dad too, and he didn't sit by us. And my dad, although married to my mom, and we went as a family, he kind of acted like he just kind of did his own thing sometimes. So yeah, the theater. Yeah. And when you say it was a bad experience, do you mean like last time when you saw it, or on the boat it was a bad experience?
Oh, when I saw it in actual theaters. Because the movie theater I went to didn't have AC.
Yeah.
And then the last day they played Aladdin, which was really cool. Like my friends were jealous.
And saw it early.
Yeah. And they had like their musical theater too, and that's where we saw it because they were playing in the actual theater on the 5th floor. In the musical theater, and they like put the lights and the lamp was on.
We'll show a picture of it.
It was so pretty.
Yes, it was really good. It was like being immersed in the experience. I loved it too. Reason number 2 that I really loved this cruise and would do it again is the character experience. I am a kid at heart. I have small kids. I think growing up, it was more of a fantasy for me to go to Disney. We weren't super wealthy growing up. I still remember the first time I went to the parks. I was like 9 years old and we took a van, our whole family, we packed into the van. You were really small, you were like a baby. And we drove down to California. Still to this day, I could tell you details about that trip. I frequent the park now as an adult. We've gone several times by ourselves, both to Disneyland and Disney World. That's like our thing to do. We love everything Disney. The character experience on a boat is unprecedented. I still remember sitting at the pool, eating my pizza from Pinocchio's and looking over and seeing Goofy. Yeah, he just came over and he had a life vest on and he just started talking to us. Well, not talking, but you know, like doing motions and stuff. And came over to our kids and started doing the same thing. It was really great, and I don't think that you will ever get an experience like that up close and personal with characters like you will on a Disney cruise. So to me, that's my number 2 reason.
Previous booking the cruise, I was really nervous because I do love Disney, but I also was scared because I didn't have any of my close friends there, and I was like, oh, it's gonna be just very like kiddish, I'll have nothing to do. But Disney did a great job. The boat, the pool deck.
Lido Deck? I think they usually call it Lido Deck, but go ahead.
Oh, like half of the boat, it was just adult only area, which was really nice. So there was a bar, you know what was there? And there was a pool, and there was 2 hot tubs, and then behind it was the gym, and we both loved to work out, so it was just really nice, and it was really quiet and relaxing. There wasn't a lot of people in there at all. And then there was also the spa area where we frequently went a couple times.
My mom bought a package and she was allowed to bring 2 people from her party, I guess, so we went a couple times. Yeah.
And then also they had a cafe area. It just had a bunch of like little chocolates, and the coffee was really good.
Yes. The coffee costs money, but they did the characters on top of it for some of them, and they had some really interesting flavors. And also the food there was free. So they had Rice Krispie treats and croissants and cookies and a couple other super good carb-filled danishes and muffins. And you go into the cafe and you get a free dessert and then your drink. It was really nice, yeah.
Yeah, and the adult area was also really nice because everybody there seemed to have like the same vibe. Like I would jump in the hot tub and then meet random people. And one guy, he was a retired doctor. He this was actually his 100th Disney cruise, so I thought that was so amazing. And hopefully I get there too.
Life goals for sure. All right, guys, so that brings me to my 3rd reason why I loved the Disney cruise, and that was the restaurant experience. The big thing for me and my family are 2 things. First of all, we've cruised frequently: Carnival, Royal Caribbean, Princess, Norwegian, Disney, and Celebrity. Those are the cruise lines that we've hit multiple times. We often cruise in big groups. And one thing I loved is the rotational dining room. The reason I loved it not only was because I got to have a different experience every night. We were on the boat for 13 nights, and I didn't get bored of really any of the restaurants except for
Lumineers. Get up the game a little.
Not my favorite, especially considering in the parks. We went to Disney World and we went to the Beast restaurant, and it's at like the castle, and that was amazing. So it would really been really nice if they were able to renovate that one day and make it a little bit more themed. But that being said, sorry, I digress. Overall, the rotational dining was really great because we didn't get bored, and our kids didn't get bored. A lot of times they had special shows or interactions with the characters. Also, there was that animated event that they did at Animator's Palette where we got to doodle and it went up on the TV screen.
So cool.
That was really cool. You basically sketch a character and they scan it into some type of virtual TV experience, and you can sit there and watch your animation go to the music. It was awesome.
It was the main song from Fantasia. So
yeah, it was really great. For me, that was it. And then also, because Disney does accommodate children, I didn't have to worry about feeling a little bit embarrassed if my kids were getting restless. We were at our own table, and we're usually at our own table because we usually travel with pretty big amount of people. We like to go with like 10 plus people. Our family's pretty big too. It felt like everybody was pretty easygoing, and the service I think was top of the line. My youngest son has a lot of allergies. They accommodated him with his food, and they were really attentive to that. And the service is unprecedented. So for me, that's why I loved the restaurants and the rotational dining.
Okay, and then my third reason was also the restaurants. I would say I really like Disneyland and Disney World because they're very detail oriented, and these restaurants like animators, oh my gosh, was amazing. Just even like walking through and seeing all the art. I really like to draw, so I was like, oh, I could draw that later. Having our art come to life through the video, that was just so cool. I felt like a celebrity.
Yeah.
Rapunzel's was really nice. It just felt like I was in the movie, and they did like a little shows like Rapunzel's birthday and just the itty bitty details, just lanterns, and also saw Pastel like in the corner. I saw Pascal. I saw Pascal in the corner in a couple of areas, and just seeing how my nephew would light up with joy, and yeah, it was a great experience.
Yes, I agree with that too. So that's our 3 reasons why each of us loved our experience on this Disney cruise. This is a reason why we would maybe think about next time we book. For me, I thought I got a really good value on this cruise, but the cost is really high. I did mention we like to travel in big groups, and oftentimes I've traveled on Carnival because I could explain the cost a little bit easier. Like I could break it down by day and say, hey guys, you should come on this cruise because it's only $100 a day and it's 7 days. You get A, B, and C, so food, housing, transportation. It's really great, and I could mostly pick something that could fit into people's budgets. I do feel like Disney is a very high price point for a cruise. I don't think that it's a bad price point because I think you get a lot out of your cruise experience and your cruise amenities. The value is definitely there, but it is really hard to convince somebody to send out several $1,000s, especially for a family of 4. It's a lot of money. Not a negative, but something that does make me hesitate when I'm thinking about booking.
And for me, not necessarily a negative, but I would say the length. It was really hard to get the days off because my coworkers didn't understand why I was so excited to go and do this thing. I would just say the length, and also getting my friends to come. They said it was too long, and I totally understand. Like, it's a 2-week cruise. It's hard to get work off.
Yeah, I agree too. I've done 7 days, and then I did a 10-day, you didn't go to that one, but we did a 10-day Hawaii cruise. So we kind of built up to this. Yeah, definitely I think getting the days off is something. It's a little bit of a challenge, but not a negative. Okay guys, well, we hope you enjoyed our review of our 13-night transatlantic cruise. Like I mentioned before, we're going to be doing a series, and you'll be seeing that pretty frequently every Friday of the week. If you have any ideas or things you want us to talk about specifically related to this cruise, drop it in the comments and let us know. Anything else you want to say?
Thanks for watching.
See you real soon. Bye.